Yo, what's good? Good morning or afternoon, I should say. We just hit the 12 o'clock mark around these parts. Hope y'all having a wonderful day. I want to talk about something today that may be a little bit challenging. Maybe you heard it preached about a million times. Maybe you heard it from your mom. Maybe you heard it from your dad or your older brother. Discipline and self-control. What do we do with that, right? What do we do with that in light of all this other stuff I talked about, like perception and what is reality and all those kind of things, and how you quite literally create that which you perceive and live in, right? So if that's the case, to really create for yourself a reality that's full of joy, positivity, and happiness, and all these other good things, you're gonna have to do what we talked about in another video. We're not going to cover again, but I'm going to briefly say it. It's auto-suggestion. You got to cover your auto-suggestion, right? The thoughts that come up immediately, right? When you see some stimuli, when you see somebody fall, when you see somebody that you think is talking about you, what do you think that, right? But we want you to think positive. I want you to think immediately positive about that, right? And to do so, to do any of these things we talked about, transmuting your energy from one bag to another, challenging your sexual energy into creative arts and things like those. All these things are going to require self-discipline. So, that being said, what's my perspective on discipline, man? That's a difficult one that you're going to have to figure out yourself. I can give you my methodology, sure. Might work for you, sure. Might not work for you. Mine is not even perfect. I still have areas where I struggle tremendously with self-discipline. But what we're going to discover here is that you've already conquered these issues that you struggle with. A lot of life is more so realizing it, right? Life, we've traversed through this. And I'm not going to expound on that topic right now. But I will say we've traversed through this already. And life is our consciousness realizing every day, every quote-unquote instance. So with that being said, you have a chance to slow down with every instance that you realize and apply principles and knowledge to it before you make a judgment and before your hippocampus judges what it wants to assign to this particular instance, and again, whatever it assigns to that instance is reality. You know, if you auto-suggest some negative shit, even if you correct it back to some positive shit, you're gonna have to deal with the residue of that negative thought because your auto-suggestion did it. And you're gonna have to work hard to train your brain to think auto-positively. Or auto-positive. That's auto-positively sound way wild. They break. So how do I do it? Honestly, as a human being in this reality, we know the only real measure of strength when it comes to changing a habit is willpower. It's how bad do you want it, right? How bad do you want to change this behavior? I want to change my behaviors bad. Every day I wake up, I go, it's another fucking day. I got breath. Oh, it's time for me to get better. It must be another day that my consciousness wanted to be here so that I can expand and grow more. And that me and the universal mind are in sync, and that we said, all right, your consciousness wants to be there and grow more, and the universal mind, as God said, I'll allow it. I need it. I want to see what your consciousness does. Not as if God doesn't already know. Let's address that for the people who believe in God. I believe in the universal mind, because time, you know, we think of time in this, but it isn't. So when I say a matter of realizing, he realizes and is realizing at the same time. It's complicated, but you will have to study space-time continuum and quantum physics on your own. Or eventually, at some point, we'll get across that shit, and I'm gonna figure out how to translate it into a much more communicable way. So that being said, like, it's a willpower. I think that I was able to do something like this, and I'm still getting better at it. Let me address this first, and then I'll discuss how I'm doing it, and then maybe we'll update in a week or so. We'll have a new method. I don't know. These videos are weird. I didn't even intend on starting these joints. It just came out of the passion of my heart. So for me, like, I still struggle with knowledge, you know? Like, I have to go to work. I have to go do life. But there are questions that to me are larger than all of that shit. And now, I mean, at this point, they're starting to you know, collapse on each other. My life and my questions are colliding with each other, and my life is becoming the question. But even still, I can read one thing that praises celibacy, and I can read one thing that doesn't. Or I can read one thing that praises the use of stimuli that calms you, and I can read one thing that says why you should avoid this, and the author will speak adamantly. And I'll be left as one to decide what's the truth, and they both make valid points. And ultimately, I have to go with my feelings. Not my feelings. Let me recant that. Don't go with your feelings, and I'll discuss that in a whole other topic. I have to go with my intuition, my first instinct, the who I am that's inside of my brain that said, yeah, we're going to go with this option. And then I had to stop within that moment and say, wait, how do I know that was my conscience? How do I know it was a thought of my own? Then I have to run through my thought framework of perception and go, boom, boom, boom. Is that my thought framework? Is that consistent with my principles? Blah, 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 blah. That's my answer. I just got it while speaking to you guys. I skipped that step so many times throughout the day because it's difficult. It takes a little second. And that's why I skip it. I skipped that part of analyzing whether a thought is mine or not, and I just consent to it. So I think we're all I'm coming to a conclusion with y'all in this video that you can't consent to thoughts until you know it's yours. Right? So if you know, you said, you know, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna do my classwork, and then I'm gonna watch a video on how to make beats because I really want to learn how to make beats. I want to watch a video on how to make chakra jewelry because I really want to make chakra jewelry. And then 10 minutes before you get home or 5 minutes before you get home, you get another thought that say, you know what? Man, I'm going to just go to sleep. For real, fuck it. I'm going to just go to sleep. I'm tired. Challenge yourself and say, whose thought is that? Is that a thought of my mere mortal flesh, in a way? Is that an outside thought, maybe? From a different place? Or is that truly my thought of a being, of totality? How do you know? Let me run it through my perception. Here's my principles about life. I said, as Darius, I said, I'm gonna hustle all year till I sleep. I sleep next year. I sleep whatever. I said, the jewelry, giving it out to people, making them charge up high to a high vibration is most important, and more important than sleep. Oh, secondly, I know the human body only needs this amount of sleep per week, per day to be good. Oh, let me check my sleep schedule. Oh, shit, I'm past the amount of hours I need. Oh, you know what I come to conclude? That shit wasn't my thought. Or at least if it was my thought, it isn't a thought based off correct perception and reasoning on what reality actually is. It may be a thought based on my perception of that. If I don't get to sleep, something will be messed up tomorrow. Or when I wake up after that sleep. Or I won't get the work done at the highest rate that I can. All incorrect thoughts, to a degree. They could be correct had I perceived that I've been up for 2 days and I need a bunch of sleep. But no, once I slowed down, meditated for a mere 2 minutes. That's what it took at most. I realized that. So my exhortation in this video is to slow the fuck down. All of us, slow the fuck down. And don't apologize for it. I don't give a fuck if you're at the store and you gotta slow down and take a second to analyze it. Slow down, take a second, and if somebody look at you weird, say, ooh, blessings and peace to you, my brother.